Orange County has actually just put a player in who tonight, nameless. He simply goes by trialist. If this game finds its way to extra time, I'm sure we're going to come up with an entire backstory to trialist. Don't think that's going to be a problem, however. Jonas David, the 22-year-old from Hamburg. 3 starts in the league, including the most recent game. You and I spoke with Richard Chaplow, the 36-year-old manager of Orange County, who captained this club before he moved initially as an assistant coach to Braden Cloutier throughout Southern California, which probably led to some pretty jaw-dropping moments for some people on skateboards walking down boardwalks, seeing those two walking at you. Visited a few German schools in Orange County here over the last few days.
Were involved in that championship winning team of 2021. Great ball and touch.
Lasky, and that's sliced out by Zumberi.
I'd also say that it's a rough challenge. The biggest difference, Mike, that you're starting to run into here is we're trying to figure out. What I mean by that is you and I had a lot of time with him to run into that title winning team.
Yep.
They did what they had to do with the players that were available. That wasn't
Rob. Orange County. Orange County. Richard's a critical component to all that.
You get an opportunity, someone like Ashton Miles, regardless of age, go make a name for yourself. Give them something to think about. You get an opportunity, someone like Ashton Miles, regardless of age.
Alone last year with Bolton. Bolton Wanderers, not Michael Bolton.
This is just something where, you know, you're going to have to figure out what your role is going to be, especially because of what Richard Chaplow may or may not be doing with the system. You saw him your entire time chasing the dream with one individual club. Patiadores is where Ruiz starts off. Good pressure. They forced the hand.
Well, that was the way to do it.
Beautiful.
Whether or not that was onside. We mentioned earlier the players that are leaving: Orozco, Torres, McCabe, Okoli. Play consistently, just under 300 minutes in the regular year. You know, we spoke to Richard Chaplow at the tail end of the regular season, Sacramento, and how he probably felt missing the postseason, only to go on to reach the U.S. Open Cup final this year from the lower divisions. Oliver Weiss also said, every time we've ever missed the playoffs, maybe that's more my speed. Or cheaper. I don't know what to tell you.
You never know. It could be in the Hoppenhof, wandering around, trying to find something, the morning train. See what's on your commute.
Well, today, this is it. This was the only international game on ESPN Plus here in the U.S. today.
Norderstedt, which is just outside, which cooked for me, cleaned for me. I told you, it lived the dream. In my backyard, it was, I mean, there's a fence, full pitch. It was incredible. But we were out in the middle of nowhere. And so you had the house divots that were steaming a little bit. You questioned your technique from distance as to whether or not you were truly willing to let it fly.
Yep.
Richard Chaplow talked about a two-way player. Okay, can he play in combination and transition? Really answered almost all of those questions at the tail end of the season, albeit sometimes in performances from his team that, including himself, they really had to struggle through. But the silver lining was he seemed to almost exclusively take over the attacking third. Now you got to step up. What are your dreams and aspirations for your career move?
Memory lane to the point that you're able to name a few.
Oh.
How are those ankles feeling?
I felt a lot better before you brought it up. I tell you, I haven't been. About 2.5 minutes in, I recognized real quick that I didn't belong. I got megged. I still have to laugh because I can remember it like Vincent Kompany, Nigel de Jong megged me, and I remember just standing there. Ball went through my legs, and I went, this is probably the wrong place to be right now. I put my head down. I trained hard. Winning teams, they just won everything, man. They could not miss.
Zumberi, Dompe, Leibold, this game. Already had quite the experience. Osval's manager Tim Valta talking to Richard Chaplow in the past few days as we enter Zulfagari Law stoppage time. Difference in resources, and Richard Chaplow talked about doing his part.
Einmal für Ghana gespielt, Königsdörfer, und hofft so ein bisschen auf die Nominierung für die Weltmeisterschaft in Katar. Die ist noch nicht raus. Standen auf der sogenannten Heimtabelle vor diesem Spiel nur auf Platz 8 in der Tabelle. Also irgendwie kann vielleicht auch die große Anhängerschaft eine Mannschaft ein Stück weit hemmen und nicht nur beflügeln. Nur ein 0:1. Nur ein 0:1. Und das wird Sandro Schwarz seiner Mannschaft in der Kabine gesagt haben. Das kann man aufholen. Haben sie dann auch gemacht. Kam schnell das 1:1, nur 4 Minuten nach. Noch mal Rehnen.